It's also possible, of course, to use loops. Now, you might have loop collections, you might have stuff you've made yourself, or you might have stuff you bought from somewhere else. What I can do to demonstrate how to use loops is I might just momentarily mute the two tracks that I've already created here, because I want to try something different. And you'll see that creating a different kind of music over a video can give it a completely different feel. So if I wanted to bring in some loops, I could add an audio track to my project. One stereo track for now. I could then move my playhead to the beginning here, and I could choose File, Import, Audio File. Now on my desktop, I've got some drum loops here. I know from experience that if I autoplay these, they're going to be really loud. They usually are. So obviously, these are a bit clubby, right? So let's try this one. Now you can see that this is just a WAV file. It's not acidized, so it doesn't have tempo information embedded in it. That's not a problem in Cubase, because we can time stretch it to suit whatever project we need it to be in. So if I was to bring this in, it's asking me, do I want to copy it to my working directory? Well, yes, I will, because when I come to backup, that can be really useful. It means that basically your audio files aren't scattered all around different hard drives. It places a copy of that file into your project folder. Do I want to upsample it? Currently it's at 44.1 kilohertz. Do I want to bring it up to 48 to play back in the project correctly and to be suitable for video editing software, which it may end up in later? Yes, I do. I don't want to split it into mono channels. I can also tell Cubase to remember my decision. So yes, please. Okay. And here it is. Now the first thing that you'll notice is that this file is not in the correct tempo. You can see it starts at the right place, but it doesn't end at the right place. Now, because this has got 124 in its file name, I happen to know that this file is at 124 BPM, whereas my project is only at 100 BPM. So what I can do is I can use my pointer tool here, and I can change its mode to Sizing Applies Time Stretch. You can also do that, incidentally, by pressing the number 1 key on your keyboard. That cycles through the 3 different modes of the pointer tool. Make sure you've got snapping on to bar, so that it snaps to the right duration. And my feeling is that probably what I need to do is pick it up, and you can see when I move my mouse over the right hand edge of that clip, the cursor changes to a little tiny time icon, and that means I'm going to time stretch it. Because at the moment, it's all wrong. So I can time stretch it. Remember, I'm not needing this at the moment to fit in with my existing stuff that I've recorded. Okay, so now what should have happened is if I activate the click, Cubase has time stretched it to fit with the project. And this little icon here shows me that this clip has had time stretching applied. You can time stretch to make things quicker or slower. It's a really good way to bring existing material into a project without messing about too much. You can basically bring stuff that's at completely the wrong speed in, and as long as it's properly edited, as long as it's the right number of beats, then you can have it basically conform to a project. I'm going to press number 1 again to move this back to a regular pointer tool. And again, I'm able to copy and paste this. In fact, here's a tip. If you press Command or Control K, you can choose to repeat events. So I might want to say, let's put in 6 copies of that clip. Okay, there we go. So now, just zoom out a little bit, I've got a rather different kind of feel. So instead of my wistful piano, got something a bit more clubby.